a rainy drive-in here to Peppermill, which means snow over Donner Pass, which has resulted in me not going to Sacramento yet again for the not wanting to risk my car. So once again, we're back here. Fortunately, things have been going better for me of late, which isn't saying much considering how they were going before then.
I end up getting right into the game as a second table of single $5 blind no limit hold'em was starting at Peppermill. I sit down and we get a raise to 10 from the hijack, and it folds to me with $5 in the big blind, and I make the $5 call with Queen 7 offsuit. With 20 in, the flop comes 5, 6, ace with 2 spades. I check and the hijack checks it back, and the turn is a 4. And I check again, as does he, which I thought was weird, given this particular opponent's propensity for bluffing and slow playing. The river is an 8, giving me the straight. I bet out for 15, and he grabs twice that amount and tosses it into the pot. A lot of people would just call here for fear of the nuts, but like I said, I know how often this player likes to slow play his big hands, and he hates raise folding the river like so many people. So I think this is a clear-cut spot to come right back over the top, which I do to 90. He snap calls, I show my hand, and he mucks, letting us scoop a $200 pot. Then we get a VIP opening to 15 in early position, and I pick up ace-queen in the low jack and make it 45. An OMC on the button, then jams all in for 125. And even though I don't love my chances against his range with ace-queen, given the money already in, I think it's a clear-cut call. He ends up having pocket jacks. The board ran out ace-high with 4 hearts even, giving me the queen-high flush and the win. Then I didn't get the first part on tape, but I raised a 30 over 2 limps with kings and an old-school OMC that I don't really know or play with often, but I have seen before. 3-bets me to 90 out of the blind. It folds back to me, and I make the call with trepidation. With 190 in, the flop comes 6-7 deuce with 2 diamonds. And he fires 100. And once again, I decide to call. So with 390 in, the turn is an offsuit 9. And now he fires 200. And I had a really sick feeling, like what happened in the last vlog was happening again. As I mentioned, I've been looking to limit these types of high variance spots of late, and considering he would likely find a value bet on a dry river, I didn't love the idea of playing a $1,500 pot against an OMC with 1 pair that's not even the nut 1 pair, which is precisely what I am putting him on. So with that in mind, I decided to fold. I know that there is no argument that this is a weak play. But that said, I still think it was the right play. I showed the hand, which I know isn't the smartest thing, but I was assuming I could get some sort of a read off this guy. He ended up saying, quote, "One of us was supposed to go broke there."
One of us supposed to go broke there.
I asked, "Well, what did you have?" And he said, "I wouldn't tell you the truth anyway." Which, in all honesty, made me feel pretty good about the fold, which took me back to even on the day. Later on, the game got good. Then, it got really good. But I wasn't picking up any playable hands for several hours, and I just bled away chips. Then I picked up ace-queen of spades under the gun and made a 20. Got 3 calls, 2 of which are VIPs. With 80 in, it comes 8, 9, 10 with 1 spade. I c-bet 35, under the gun 1, a VIP who has been playing absolutely insane, makes it 75, and the others fold. So with backdoor spades, 2 overs, and a gutter, I think a call was warranted. So I put in the 45, and with 230 in, the turn's a beautiful jack of clubs. I check, and as expected, he puts me all in, which obviously I snap call and double through him, as he shows 7-8 offsuit for the ass into the straight. Unfortunately, I did not have many chips at that point, so it was not a huge double. Then the game started getting insane. Multi-$1,000 pots, like this one you're looking at right here, were taking place. The phone chargers on table 2 at the Pep don't work, so as my phone was charging on a nearby table, I was unable to get any video for this next part of the vlog, which I guess is kind of good because I'm trying to forget about it. First hand came when I lost my entire stack with pocket 4s against pocket 6s on a queen 6-4 flop. Pretty self-explanatory there. Then the very next hand, as I was literally rebuying after getting felted, I picked up aces. Couldn't get them all day, got them here. I 3-bet a VIP to 50 and got a king jack 10 flop. I bet 75 on the flop and got called. I bet 200 on the turn, which came an offsuit deuce, and got called. Then, on a 7 river, seemed like a slam dunk value bet there too, I fired 280 and got a crying call from king 10 offsuit to lose a massive pot. So despite a brick run out, which ended up being the last thing I wanted, even though I thought I did, I ended up losing a massive pot. He was clearly thinking I was steaming, which is why he never raised. And just like that, after what started out as a promising Friday night at Peppermill, I was stuck 1,600 on the day. It was late at night, one of those times where the game was still pretty good, though not as good as it was at its peak. I opted to leave instead of chasing more, which I think was the right decision, though I could have easily made a lot of that money back given how the game was going. Easily the most brutal back-to-back hands I can ever remember playing, and hopefully will ever play. I did think back to my nitty fold of the pocket kings, which you saw a couple of minutes ago, and I couldn't help but think, well, damn. If I was going to get felted later on, I sure wish I had taken my chances in that hand. Or another way of saying it would be,
You should have played those kings, Mike.
Well, that looked promising at first throughout the majority of the vlog that you saw, but then it turned into an extremely unlucky, soul-crushing session where I lost $1,725. But it fits right in with what I've expected out of my 2020 in poker. The worst year I've had since my first year.